It look, mama, hey mama, it was acting funny. It would not let me save the last video. But I guess, hey, that's how things happen. It is what it is. It wouldn't let me save the video, so hopefully it did. Hope, you know. All right. Fancy. Hey, LaKisha. So, for all of the people who may have not been on our previous platform, I'm Candy Mathieu, HQNIC, Head Queen Networker in charge of Networking with Queens, and we are a professional social network for women in business. We've all heard the saying, girls want to have fun, but women in business want to have fun and fun. Thank you to all of the people who joined back in. Myself and SwagHer Magazine have decided on a monthly basis we're going to bring a party to you, a virtual Instagram live party, so that we can share tips and tools to help you who are in entrepreneurship learn some of the behind the scenes things that goes on in business. In this instance, we are doing, oh, thank you, Fancy. In this instance, we're doing a business warming. Again, teaching you tips and tools, and we have some wonderful women who've decided to share their knowledge with us. With that being said, let me look at my notes so that we can move on to the next person. We had the Good Vibe Collections on Networking with Queens page. We had Fancy herself, who is the owner and award-winning owner of SwagHer Magazine. And yeah, baby, let me see. So the next person that we're going to have on is, let's see, hold on. It's Cultured Travel. Let's see if she's joined in yet. I know she was on the other one. And we also have LaKisha Mosley. Let's see if they've joined yet. Okay, Sabrina. So Sabrina, I need you to request to join in. Thank you everybody for coming back. Here we go. Hey Sabrina, how are you? Thank you so much for coming on our platform.
You for having.
Yes, we listen again. Everybody who's on this platform today are hand selected because I just love everything that y'all have going on, and I'm just so inspired by your page. Like you travel the world, and we want some insight on how we can travel, how we can, especially in this pandemic, how can we travel and enjoy life how you are, and then make a business out of it at that.
So, well, not a lot of getting U.S. citizens at the moment. Figure out which opened up their borders, what are their requirements.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yes, I'm in Mexico, so the Wi-Fi is not the strongest.
Okay.
So really, I'm hoping that through, and so that you guys could hear everything today.
Okay. So it's just continue. It's just say what you were saying, honey. We'll figure it out because you're in Mexico.
I was saying that travel right now, you have to figure out which are letting Americans and what are their requirements, basically, because some countries require you to test negatively for COVID. Some do not test. Some require you to quarantine. Do not require. You really have to figure out which one
Right.
the least amount of requirements
Mm-hmm.
to go right now. Then
So it's like in my mind, I'm just thinking that like it'll take forever to just be able to just travel normally, or maybe it just won't ever go back to normal. Like this is the new normal, you think, when it comes to traveling and like having to go through all these precautions?
yes, I would say for the next year or so, maybe a year or two, might be the until things slowly get back. I don't necessarily think it's going to stop. People are just going to have to, it's just going to be a you have to go through.
Right. And let me tell you, first of all, can you tell, I am so rude. Can you tell people who you are and what your business is and what you do?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Frederique, the founder of Cultured Travels and Cultured Circle, which is two different Cultured Travels. We are a group all around the world for years now, and Cultured is the digital membership platform where we teach you how to travel better, more conveniently, how to travel during COVID.
Okay. And when you say COVID, somebody like me who is just scary, I'm scary as hell. So I'm like, my husband is like, I want to travel. I'm ready to just, get out of the city and just go see some different sites. And I'm like, it's COVID. No, no, no. We can't go travel. We're going to get sick. But when you're really in that fear, like we talked about earlier, that's just fear speaking to you because you're literally outside anyway. So what's different from the air that you're breathing in the city that you're in opposed to the air that you're breathing somewhere else? It's okay to travel. Like, I know we're all afraid of COVID-19 and contracting COVID, but it's okay. If you can go outside and run to the store, you can travel.
Absolutely. It's all about maintaining a healthy distance.
Right.
Because, have your mask on, maintain your social distance, just be careful of all the surfaces that you touch and your hand. All the precautionary measures that you would take here, it's the same
when you travel. Absolutely. So with that being said, how did you transition from traveling to business? How did that happen?
Okay. Well, first it was I've loved to travel. I've done it for years before I made it a business out of it. But at the time, I hated my job.
So many of us.
I hated my job, and I was using my PTOs as if anything, my company that I work for negative into PTO. So, they will do like more days than you have. You just have to make up for them.
Okay.
Right. So I would go negative on my PTOs. It felt that life shouldn't be that way. I was always escaping. I felt like I was always escaping for months. Like I need to be out of here.
Right.
So I just felt like there was no way to live life. To constantly need an to me was not how I wanted to live my life. I always wanted to start a travel, but I was 24 and it felt so big.
When I say you're breaking up, man, like every other word you say is like, let's explain to the people what's going on because I'm keeping up, but I just don't want them to not know. She's in Mexico, you guys. Sabrina is a world traveler. She has a traveling business. She teaches you how to travel with safety. You can also join in as a member of her business to learn tips and tools about traveling. And right now she is in Mexico. So the service kind of keeps jumping in and out. But I promise if you tune in and you really listen to what she has to say, you're going to learn some things because especially in this pandemic, it's okay to travel. And I don't want people to get blindsided by what's going on. Listen, we need to see the world, baby. So just, y'all, don't go off. Don't get off the page. Just tune in. All right. I just have to do that PSC. All right.
Can you hear me though? Are you able?
We can hear you, but it's just like every other word you say, it kind of jumps in and out.
Oh, okay.
And look, Fancy with SwagHer Magazine says, so you're still living your best life, basically, in Mexico. All right, so listen, and also what I wanted to do, I wanted to ask you a few questions, just as I did with the other ladies. I have my little bingo, and I have written down questions that I want to ask you. So let's get started. And of course, I have a game that I want to play. All right, let's see. Come on, Mr. Bingo. All right, the number is B5. So let's see. Do you believe that your business is motivated from your personal life, or you pull strictly from business experiences?
Both.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you explain to us a little bit, how does your personal life come into your business? Well, you were already explaining it. So can you further explain first?
Okay. I will start with the business experience side of it. Culture travel is not my first business, so I was able to learn from the previous experience of my other past businesses,
Mm-hmm.
as well as I also have a business background, a business, so that also greatly infused the way I do business.
Right. And people oftentimes feel like I shouldn't. And the reason I asked that question, I had it written down because a lot of times people are told, don't allow your business to be motivated by your personal. Business is business and personal is personal. With my brand, I integrate my personal life and my personal experiences as much as possible because people want to get, times have changed. People want to get to know you. So don't, yeah, people want to know, who are they buying into? They're buying into your personality. They're buying into your business. Of course,
Yes.
you have to have business structures, like having the business degree and knowing the business side of your business so that it can have strategy and that it can flow efficiently. But please do not be afraid to bring your personality into your business.
Yes, I 100% agree. Personality and your personal experiences are what is going to differentiate your neighbor who's doing things. So
Right.
you get the same techniques, you have the same knowledge, but your experience is only, and it's going to be what sets you up.
Right.
So that that's why I say, like, you need both. I use my personal experiences and my business knowledge and um,
Right.
past
And
business as well. So you need both.
you have to have both. Okay, so question number 2. I hope that these people write this stuff down because we're giving them knowledge. Let's see. B12. So B12. Let's see. B12 is, why did you choose your business name?
Why did I choose this name? Okay, 3 years ago, I was to figure out. I knew that to do cultural,
Mm,
called cultured travel. My tour, the uh, cultural, so
mm.
everything is to enhance cultural perspective
Okay.
travel. So the food, the music, the
Mm,
interaction with locals heavily. We want to make sure that the name reflected what the trip was about.
wow. Okay.
I focus on, so I cultured travels. I didn't want it to just have cultured, so I add.
And let me tell you the reason I asked that, because and then I'm going back to, for our new entrepreneurs and people who want to get into business. A lot of times our names that we have don't necessarily represent what the business is, and it's a lot. And people get confused when your business name is not tied to your business. Now there are some cases where you may have like Nike. Nike doesn't say shoe, but they've learned how to brand themselves in such a way that just completely sets them apart. But most times when you have a business, it's very, excuse me, it's very essential for us to know what it is that your business does. You may have a business and you may want to name it after your favorite pet. But how does it represent your business? So just be smart when you're naming your business. So that's why that question was asked. And I have one more question, and then I want to play a game. All right. So are you, and this is just me asking, so you live in Mexico or you're on vacation?
When I travel, really on vacation because of what I do. So
Okay.
I've been in Mexico for about a month, and I have one more week. I'm returning this week.
Okay.
So it's been research. I'm working here as well. So
Okay.
it's a mix of everything.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Because I was asking because the game that we're gonna play, it may work for us and it may work against us. Okay. B6 is the question. B6.
Okay.
Do you believe that your network is your net worth? If so, do you have any examples of how your network has led to your money bag?
Yes, I absolutely believe that your net worth, and and I'm a huge fan of defining your
Mm-hmm.
that way. And it's not to say that you're doing so because you have people to use. It's just to, the more people know about it, the more, because you know who that person knows, right? So someone may directly help you that can take your business.
That's right.
So it's all about putting yourself out there and diversify that not everyone in your network is doing the same thing, or have like the same goals, the same ideas.
Right.
You need to diversify. That's the
As
word.
much as possible.
As much as
Yeah.
possible.
And another thing too is with your friendship group, like you may have your core friends, but it's okay to stray away from your core friends to build a network that can become your friends because people do business with who they like.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Just because you're diversifying your network doesn't mean that you just dump the friends you have now if you don't really fit your agenda. That is not at all it's about having open to be able to have to people, different industries, from different way of life,
yes.
that can help you remove your box and just help think outside the
Yeah.
box and just basically expand the opportunities
That's available to you.
get.
Like for instance, like this connection, I think I've mentioned that Networking with Queens now we offer membership. So eventually I would love for us to go on a trip. And now that we're exposed to you, of course we're gonna come to your company so that we can learn what we need to do when we go on these trips. And I don't want to just see New Orleans for the rest of my life. I want to see things outside of New Orleans. I want to travel and experience life because it's so much out there for us to see.
There is so
By connecting with other people, you open yourself up to that.
absolutely.
So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to do that. All right, so this is the game. I hope that it'll work out for us. All right. So, being though you travel all around the world, I want you to go through your house and to find some of these items that you may or may not have. I'm a name. You might or might not have it. All right. For instance, number one, Italy. So when I think of Italy, I think of spaghetti or tomato paste or something tomato. Do you have something in your home from Italy?
No, I'm out here mostly. So remember,
That's what I'm saying. So I thought that, child, let me tell you, I had a few things. So Italy, China. Did you have something that you may have something that was made in China? Nothing. No shirt that was made in China. No,
this is probably made in China.
your shirt was made in China. Okay.
Yeah.
Hawaii. When I think of Hawaii, I think of grass, plant, or flowers or something. You don't have no plants up in that?
There's grass.
Okay. All right. See, I didn't know that you were at home. In Africa, something animal print. No, you don't have any clothes that's animal print.
I don't really wear pants. Oh, actually, yes, I do.
That's my favorite.
The only print stuff I have. 1 second.
She said she don't really wear animal print. Oh, that's my favorite. I love animal print. Who else loves animal print? Well, while Sabrina's doing that, I'm gonna look through the comments and see what everybody is saying.
I'm back.
All right. So yes. See, you wear animal prints, girl. I knew you had something animal print.
That's the only one I have. I'm usually not a print person, but I like solid colors.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, I don't even put patterns too much. It's just
you're solid.
I'm a solid color girl. Every now and then, like I do. This out of me when I saw it. I was like, oh, I want
it because it's cute. It's cute. So I'm gonna look through the comments and see if anybody is saying anything or asking any question. It looks like the vid saved. Oh yeah, the video saved because it wasn't saving at first. The last live we were on.
Yes.
Somebody said hello. I did see something in. So she's still living her best life. Yeah.
I tried to.
Oh, go ahead.
Definitely try.
Okay, and this says this is great. Incorporating your personality is a fear of mine, and I need to get into it and jump in there and out there. That's Fancy, this is her platform, SwagHer Magazine. She's given us her platform to come on and do this, but this is a part of like showing up is a part of showing your personality, just getting in front of the screen.
Can I talk? Can I add to a little bit?
Yes.
Also, when you're showing up, people can spot that, and they're not that. They can sense that this is not you, that
right.
You're to present yourself to a person to try them like their business. They will be turned
off immediately.
Part of the fear of not wanting themselves is that fear that people will reject. So it's like if I show up as my true self, then people are not like that person. So I'm gonna pretend to be the person I think they will like. But deep down, it's like they don't really like
you. They don't. You're an impersonator.
You're an impersonator, and people can act that. So I would say that understand that one for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It will be your, and some people, and that is okay.
And it's okay.
Listen, that
girl, they have, and this is off track, but they have people that are a part of the weird. They have people that have shoe fetishes. They have people that have toenail fetishes. There's always, I'm just randomly saying, like there's a million people in organizations, and somebody's gonna like you. Just show up, and your tribe is gonna show up. I see all at the state, like there's weird shit out here in this world that people are attracted to.
And there's tribe, believe,
and they have their tribe, and you'd be like, what the hell? Especially here in New Orleans, we have a million different conventions. There's some weird conventions that go on down here. You're like, people really into this?
Yes, and that's the thing. So it may not be you. It may not be people that they have. You ever want to see someone sell something that's like way above your price point, and you're like, people are paying for this?
Yeah. Yes, they are, and they don't want the stuff that's less.
Yes, they the stuff that's less. So you may not be able to afford it. People may not be able to afford it. Guess what? They have their group of people that
Birkin bags. Because I don't understand. I'm not buying a Birkin.
Exactly.
$50,000. Because that purse that you had right there is gonna do the same thing that Birkin gonna do. I'm not doing it. But and that also lends to this topic as well. People underprice themselves. I'm
Oh yeah.
guilty of that sometimes because you get in the mindset of you like, oh, I don't know if I'll pay this, but there's people who are willing to pay for your services and what you have going on.
This,
Please.
this,
Yeah.
this was when I first started. I used to underprice my much that instead of making profit, like I would actually lose money. And this is like with a full trip.
Yes.
So I was like, but I did it to try to attract people, but it backfired on me because
Yes.
actually the states like
Yes. And then these people probably will go and spend a fortune on a trip. And yes, they will spend a fortune on a trip. My cousin is on here in the Never World King Life, and she's traveled I'm gonna have to put her in contact with you because she's traveled so much and she loves traveling. And some of the stuff that she tells me, like they've experienced, and I'm like, girl, that was a grip. That was a nice little, people actually spend money on these trips. So how dare you underprice yourself to send them to this trip to go spend their money?
yes, absolutely. I'll say be at the end of the day, understand the market prices, and but it's if you want to charge above market rate, you have the right to do so.
Yeah.
Or if you want to at market, you are within your as well. Just don't try to under yourself just to appear more more appealing to try to. And in the beginning, yes, you're new, you don't really have anything to show for, so that's like a strategy, but
Right.
that can be a strategy years from.
It cannot. It cannot. I'm gonna be honest. Right now with the membership, I charge $20 to become a member, right? And I'm just like, this is gonna be my strategy. We're gonna charge $20 to become a member. And almost all of the people who became members asked me, why are you only charging $20?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to go back to the drawing board because I did it as a strategy, just thinking I just want people to join and then we'll boost the brand. But the actuality of it is I should have came through the door charging more, period. Because people, they want what you have. You just have to believe in it.
Sometimes, from what I've learned, it's the poverty mindset because you're just putting yourself in. It's like, okay, so I would not want to pay like more, or like my circle would not want to pay more. But it's not about it's about the value of what.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope that everybody has written down these tips and these tools. If you're an entrepreneur and you're starting a business, I hope that y'all are writing everything down because we're getting some real solid jewels tonight. I want to thank you so much for joining us. And of course, I'm going to be in contact with you so we can move forward with trying to figure out how I can plan something for the organization. And thank you so much. If you have anything you want to share with them before you leave, now is the time.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. Pleasure answering your questions and give you some tips, insider knowledge, what it's like. So for my travel tour company, our 2020 trips are currently open. So if you are interested, I would say go to our website, which is www.culturetravel.com. Hold on. I'm going to type it in so you guys see it. Yes. So go to our website, www.culturetravel, be able to see all of our 2021 tours. And then if you're not travel but want to learn how to travel better and travel more efficient, what it's going to like traveling during COVID, you can also join our membership, which is Cultured Circle. That one is going to be at www.culturedcircle.com.
Okay. Thank you so much, my love. And I'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Same to you. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, y'all, she gave us some really, really good advice, you guys. So I have another guest that is coming on. But before we have LaKisha come on, if any, of course, I have a game that I want you guys to play. If anybody wants to jump on who's viewing, just send me a request before we get to LaKisha. Y'all are so scary. Y'all are so scary. And I'm not gonna waste time trying to figure it out, because guess what? We had prizes, but I can keep my prizes, child. I can keep my prizes. Okay, so we're going to introduce LaKisha. LaKisha, please send us a request. I saw that LaKisha was on here. Hey everybody, thank y'all for stopping through and viewing with us. I hope that y'all are getting some knowledge and y'all are writing these things down, because entrepreneurship is not as easy as a lot of people would like to make it seem. So we really want to make sure that we're giving y'all some tips and some tools so that you can move efficiently and effectively in your new business. LaKisha!
Hi.
Hey, pretty girl. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fine. So I really wanted to make sure that you were on SwagHer Magazine's platform, because you are one of her members, should I say, or you work closely with her. She was so excited that you were going to be on this platform tonight. So I was like, okay, I have to make sure that I have her on here and that we have some time to talk and stuff. So thank you so much for joining. And I also want to say, look, greetings, Keisha. Fancy says
Hey,
greetings.
Fancy.
Okay, and I just want to say, like, your energy again, all of the ladies that's on this platform tonight, y'all energy is just so positive. Immediately when I reached out to you, you were just like welcoming and warming and just like, girl, anything you need, just let me know. And I just love that. So that's why I asked you, and I want you to really talk about partnership and mentorship and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I also watched some of your videos, and you spoke just so eloquently about the importance of having mentors and partnering with other women, especially in your industry. So tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Well, I'm LaKisha Mosley. I am the chaos coordinator, I call myself, and a digital event strategist for the LM Experience, which is one of my companies. What I do is I help entrepreneurs and businesses pivot their in-person events to virtual experiences, all the while building their brand visibility and building their profits. So I help you take that in-person event, not canceling it, but we pivot to an experience online where you can also gain new followers, but you can also put money in your pocket as well. So I have a blog and I have a podcast. So I do a lot.
Yeah, you do a lot. And yes, I had a blog feature.
Yes, you did.
Yes. So everybody, we're in such a time where everybody wants to know how to transition from what they were doing to the virtual world, because the virtual world is intimidating for some people, even more so than it was meeting in person, because a lot of people feel like, oh, when I'm in person, my personality can shine, but virtually, how can I bring my flavor to a virtual event? And that's where you come in.
Yes, definitely. It's not hard to do. I want people to take out the fear. The fear should fuel that fun that you can do in your events. I just did a 4-day event with a very, very good client. I mean, she's one of my favorites. We were able to pivot that in-person event that was going to be at a Florida resort for 4 days for almost 200 women to a 250 women event online. It was still 4 days. We did it all on Zoom. We had virtual photo booths. We fed the VIP guests, as well as we had different contests, prizes, prize wheels. There are things that you can do to bring that same life that's in person to virtual. I want people to understand that I'm not like the rest of folks. I'm scary. I'm not going out there. COVID is out there. I don't care what precautions you take. there still could be a chance that you could have, that someone could contract COVID. As a person hosting an event, you have a responsibility to make sure that everybody stays safe. So I don't suggest people congregate together any more than 10 people. Here's a safe environment for you to bring hundreds of people from all over the world to your one spot to see your product, your service, have fun. Let's do karaoke. Let's have a live DJ. I mean, why not?
Yeah, everything that you've done in person, you can definitely do via the internet.
Exactly.
And it's not, but people, honestly, people don't know how to navigate the internet. But your expertise, and you've been doing this for years, so your expertise shows them. And it's okay to partner with somebody who knows what they're doing. A lot of times we get in our businesses and we feel like, well, this is my baby. I don't want to partner, and I don't want to share my hand out to anybody because this is mine. Right. But you cannot evolve in your business with that mind frame. You have to partner. You have to have people who has longevity in the game, who's willing to teach you for a fee.
Yes.
Yes, for a fee. Who's willing to teach you, because a lot of people want them handouts, but who's willing to teach you how to do it correctly so that you can't put money in your pocket.
Exactly.
So of course I have a game that I want to play, and of course I have a few questions that then
and since I got you, girl, I know I got you.
Yeah. Listen, she said, can we get Keisha's Instagram handle? Of
course. Yes, of course. So for the event planning or digital planning, it's at the LM Experience, and I can type it in.
Yes, type it in while I do my little my bingo number.
You know I'm from the booth, so I know all about it.
All right, so let's see. B2. All right, B2. Name one of your lessons from a business loss.
See, I don't see losses as a bad thing. I see losses as opportunities. That means that I jumped ahead, or that means that I didn't fully plan something out. So it's a way for God to say, LaKisha, go back to the drawing board and figure out what you didn't do. So I guess I can say in this season, prior to COVID getting to where it was, I was advised to pivot my business. I was told to pivot my business. However, I kind of delayed a little bit. And so when it really hit, then it was like, okay, what do I do? I panic, what am I doing? And I really lost out on a lot of great opportunities to be able to really get my brand out there. But like I said,
everything happens for a reason.
For me to pivot, I had to go back to the drawing board and said, okay, so this is where you fell short. This is where you need to pick up the slack, and now let's keep running, because I can't focus on what that opportunity was.
Because it's not a loss. Like you said, it's a lesson. And this is just what initially when COVID first happened, like you said, I was like, oh my God, like it's just so sad. First, I was like, I need this break, because I had been running like crazy for like 2+ years straight. I just had some personal things going on. So my work ethic had just tripled, and I just was working, and I was just like, I need this break. So I went into break mode and was chilling and eating everything I saw, which explains the pounds. Which explains the pounds that I just cannot get off for nothing. So, and then I went into a depression, because I was like, okay, now what? It actually exposed you, because like I had built up such a momentum with my events that I had started like really getting people to come to the events and really getting people to engage. And then it was like, now you're exposed, because that was your only hand. So what now? And it's just like you go into this think mode and you're trying to figure it out. And then, because entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. And then I went into, okay, get off your ass, figure it out, because this is what's going on right now. So figure it out. You have to figure it out. You have to make a transition. Otherwise, the world is going to continue to move without you. And you're going to be stagnant. And you cannot be stagnant, because anything that doesn't grow dies.
Exactly.
it, but again, entrepreneurship is a constant roller coaster of emotions, financially and emotional roller coaster.
Yes, definitely.
So I love how you're saying you had to learn to pivot into the next level. You had to go back for a second just to get your things and put it in order.
Right.
But all it did was give you an opportunity to put things in order so that when you do move forward, everything is set in place.
Exactly.
So it
Exactly.
wasn't a loss, it was a lesson.
Oh yeah, and this whole thing is a marathon. I want people to understand it's not a race; it's a marathon. It keeps going. You
It
know,
keeps going.
we have to learn how to pace ourselves, but we have to be deliberate and intentional in
Mhm.
doing so.
Yes, ma'am. And let me, all right, come on. All right. So your number is V9. What was your transition like? Meaning, well, you just kind of spoke of it. What was your transition like going from 9 to 5, or your first starting out in business or entrepreneurship? What was that transition like? Because, and the reason I'm asking that question, because sometimes people, it'll get hard. And again, it's glamorized on social media, like you just jump into it. But that's not the truth. It's not a glamorous thing. Sometimes it gets hard in the beginning
Right.
of starting out, but you can't give up. So what was your transition like?
So for me, this year alone, I've transitioned actually twice. COVID actually retired me from that 9 to 5 job.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was grateful to where, you know, COVID just kind of put some things in place. It helped me see that the company I worked for was not really for me. It helped me see that entrepreneurship was for me. And so I was able to not only pivot the business initially first from, you know, all in person to digital, but then I was able to pivot from that 9 to 5 into full-time entrepreneurship, where now I write my own paycheck. Now I determine how much money I want to make per week, per month, or whatever the case may be. And so that transition at first was hard, because when you work 9 to 5, you know, your entire life, you're at a corporate level and you got good benefits and you have a guaranteed check. That's what you look forward to. That's what you really lean on. But for me, it was a mindset shift. I had to start reading books and listening to books to get my mind muscle right. I had to start praying really unsafe prayers, dangerous prayers, so that I could get in the right mindset, because I knew the devil was going to attack the moment I decided that I was going to step out. I knew he was going to attack. I knew he was not going to just attack me, but he was going to attack my finances, my friends, my family, everybody that was praying for me. And so I really had to be deliberate. I had to have a plan together of how I was going to do things going forward. So while I was in that 9 to 5, I was transitioning into full-time entrepreneurship. That mindset became that. So yeah, I'm not a good employee. I'm gonna just put that out there. I'm not good, because when I'm at your job, I'm thinking about what I need to do for my job.
Do it. Right,
you know, and so yeah, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. But when that time clock is up, I'm out of there. It ain't no, can you stay late? Can you
no
do
overtime.
whatever? And I was a grocery retail manager, so I was responsible for a lot during COVID. You know, that's a lot to have on you, to be responsible for so many people and their well-being and the customers coming in the store and things like that. So for me, the transition, I won't really say it was difficult, because my mind muscle was ready.
It was time. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
time.
it was
You
time
had
to go.
already mentally prepared for it and emotionally prepared for it. So it was just time. It was a matter of do it. Do it.
Yes.
So that's a
Yes.
blessing. That's actually a blessing.
Yes. And I
Because
want
God had
people to
already
think about
prepared you.
this. Yeah, I want people to think about this too. You know, a lot of times we complain about the jobs we have. Oh, Lord, I'm tired of this job. Oh, this job getting on my nerves. Well, God has made a way for you to get out of that job. He put COVID here. We can just call it what it is.
Yes.
Now, what you do with that time frame is your business. Because some of us were forced to be at home. You was at home doing what?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't take a break, because we all needed a break.
We
This is
all need a
heavy.
break.
This is heavy, heavy, heavy. On top
But
of the
don't get
social
stuck in it.
injustices. Yeah, but don't get
In it.
stuck there. So God gave you an out. He sent you home. to figure out what you was going to do or to work from home. At the same time, you could have been figuring out that plan B to get out of that job that you keep complaining about. And so now you got some people, Candy, who are faced with no longer having a job and fighting for unemployment, or now they're trying to scratch and get this business together when we could have had plans. Too many resources out there to where we just couldn't have a plan right now.
Yes.
To be
and don't be
in
afraid
position
to utilize those resources. Again,
yes.
that ties back into partnering with people. Do not be afraid to utilize those resources.
Yes.
If you have a legal business name, you can apply for things like the SBA loan. There's things out there that you can apply for.
Right.
And right now, it's so lenient with the application process and getting everything. Be mindful that when you apply for these things and that you're doing these type of things, that you have to pay this money back. You have to be responsible for with the things that you're doing. But there are resources out there.
That's true.
Yeah. So that ties back into it's important to get that legal name, that business name in writing, so that you can get that ball rolling.
Exactly.
I have one more. I'm gonna do one more question because I had 16 questions, so I'm gonna do one more. All right. This one is B15. Let's see. All right. So I believe in the saying, when you see a successful woman, it's because she has had a kick-ass group of women cheering her on and a very supportive support system. Do you have a team that helps you, or is this all LaKisha?
Oh, no, ma'am. This ain't nothing. None of this is LaKisha. This is all God and a tribe of women who are behind. I ain't going to even say behind me. I'm going to say on the side of me. Because no one, they have my back, but none of them are behind me. We are all on the same level. We just do different things. It's all in our wording, because our words matter. Words have consequences, either good or bad. So I want us to start watching our words when we talk and how we manifest things from our mouths. But also, I would not be where I am, number one, if it wasn't with connections from other people. If I didn't meet one person who introduced me to another person, who introduced me to this person, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. It is a tribe of women that have brought LaKisha Mosley blog together, that has brought the LM experience together, that has brought Convo with Keisha together. They are the ones who are on the sidelines with me. When it's my turn to play, they cheering for me. When it's their turn, we just swap out. There's no jealousy in it. There's no competition, because at the end of the day, I want women, I want us to be better about creating connections with each other. Connections get you to the cash. The money will run out, but that connection will last. When I had done on hard times, it was that connection that kept me going. My connection with God, but with that tribe of women who believe in me. So it's not anything of me. It is not anything of me. It is the tribe of people who believe in me.
Girl, come on, speak. Speaking of which, that was a great segue. That was a great segue to the game that I want to play. So let me find. Of course, I gotta find it, because I got papers everywhere, child. I got papers everywhere. Where did I put it, Keisha? Now I know my mind.
And y'all so kind. Y'all, everybody in the comments, y'all, listen, I'm a PK. So, when I get to preaching, it come natural.
Girl, I'm about to hurt myself, because I know what I was asking, but did I fold it up like I had this one? Child, okay, well, listen, I know the questions that I was going to ask. So it was, speaking of boss chicks and stuff like that, I want to just bring some boss chicks from movies. I'm going to say their name, and I want to see if you can describe them and tell us a little bit about them. Okay. Olivia Pope.
That's my girl. That's my girl. I will say fierce. I will say deliberate. And I will say calculating, which means she just on point. Like, her moves are just precise.
She about her business. She about her business. Girl. And I'm so happy I went over my stuff. Huh? Okay, and so the next one is Miranda from The Devil Wears Prada.
I would say nasty. She was nasty at first, initially. Scared, fearful. I think she was fearful, or maybe insecure. Insecure. But toward the end, great.
When she let her guard down, and
yes,
she really let people in, because see, we put up these walls, but when you let that guard down and you let people in, you allow people to come in to help you.
Exactly.
To help you in, and then you can manifest within that girlfriend circle, because you let people in. You don't have to be nasty just to be a boss.
Exactly. That's so true.
And Olivia Pope, when you think of Olivia Pope, you just think of somebody who just gets the job done.
Yes.
Somebody who you can count on, somebody who's reliable.
Yes.
Another one that I had was Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. Yeah.
Funny. Doesn't take things too serious, although she was about her business. Energetic, just fun. We need that too, because sometimes we so serious we miss the small things.
Yes, and that's why networking with queens come in, because so often in business we think that we have to have this face on all the time. We think it always has to be business, but no, you can let your hair down, because you're taking care of them damn kids all the time. You're taking care of husband, you're taking care of the business, and you forget to take care of you.
Yes.
So networking with queens is going to be an organization where we're traveling, cultured travels. We're traveling, we're partnering with other women, and we're just really letting our hair down and having a good time. Even though it's business, let's just keep it light and fun, and really figure out what makes us happy.
Right.
So I had two more, but I can't find my daggone paper, of course. But it was right here, Keisha. But that's being organized. This is gonna drive me to my core. Well, I guess that's the end of that game. Ain't that something? But anyway, so and the reason I wanted to, like, in Elle Woods, she was underestimated. A lot of times in business, we feel like we are underestimated. Just because you're underestimated does not mean that you cannot still show up and show out. Continue to do what it is that you do in your business. Be your authentic self. And guess what? People are going to start to pay attention. They're going to start to notice.
Exactly.
They definitely will.
Exactly. You know, a lot of times women, we are judged by our looks. We're judged by how we appear. And she was one who, she looked like she just didn't have a clue, but she was a boss.
She was a boss in every word, a boss.
Yep.
Here we go. The last one was, look, I found it. I'm like, I know I had it. The last one was Madam C.J. Walker, self-made.
Whoa. I would say fearless, go-getter. And she didn't let nothing stop her. Like, she was unstoppable.
Yeah, she was relentless.
Yeah, she was very relentless. She persevered. I will say she had a lot of grit. And grit, it means that you don't let nothing get in your way of whatever it is that you want.
And another thing too, people would deem her as being selfish. She wasn't being selfish.
No.
Sometimes as women, you have to learn to put your dreams ahead of your family, because everybody is living their lives.
Right.
The husband is chasing his career. Your kid is off doing whatever he's doing, and then eventually he's going to grow up, or she's going to grow up, and they're going to live their own life, and then you're stuck trying to figure it out.
That's true. That's true.
So it's okay to be relentless about your dreams.
Exactly. I don't see anything wrong with it. And if he's the right kind of man, he's going to support you any way that he can. And I mean, I think he did to a point to where he saw she was getting to be, you know, so big, and he felt like, oh, okay, well, what about me? It's about us.
It's about us.
Be about us.
Yes. If you stay on track, we're going to be all right.
Right.
We're going to be all right. In marriage, in life, in relationships, because it's all about networking and relationships.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're going to hit a snag in the road, but you stop what you're doing, you figure it out, and then you proceed. It's okay to have snags. It's okay to not always be on the same path as somebody, but just be able to stop what you're doing, recognize it, and fix it. That's important with team building, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're going to eventually have a team. You have to know how to stop, recognize, and fix.
Exactly. I think if it was smooth, none of us would be where we were. How can you build character when everything is smooth sailing? You don't know how to lift yourself up. If you've never not had anywhere to stay, you don't know what it's like. If you've never came home and couldn't turn your lights on because it was off, you don't know what it's like. If you don't know what it's like to be without your kids because you don't have somewhere to stay, you can't talk to me about anything else. Because where's your character? What is it that you can talk to me or other people about? Because entrepreneurship, like you said, is a roller coaster and it's hard. There are days that I may sit at this desk and I'm like, what in the hell did I decide to do? But then I turn around and I look at these boards of things, dreams that I have written. And then I look at this dangerous prayer I have written on my wall and that says, God, I asked you to reveal to me what holds me back. So let me keep pushing.
Yes.
Let me keep going.
And I love how you say dangerous prayers. Because guess what? When you pray, you better be ready for it. Because guess what? God is going to reveal it to you. He's going to give you everything that you pray for. It may not look like what you thought it was going to look like.
Right.
But he's going to give it to you. So those prayer, man, you better pray with real purpose and real good intentions. Because he going to deliver.
And be ready.
And be
and be ready. We pray and we stop. We pray and we just move on. You gotta be real about your prayer life, and that's why it was 2 books that I had to read. One of them is called Dangerous Prayers by Craig Groeschel, and the other one is called The Circle Maker by Mark Batterson. Both of those books are about prayer. One is about praying relentlessly. It's about drawing a circle around what it is that you want. And you draw a line in the sand and say, God, I'm not gonna move until you give me this prayer.
Right.
If that's within your will. And dangerous prayers is like how we pray these safe prayers. Oh, God, bless my business. What?
That's your business is what?
God, I want to make $100,000 by the end of the year. I know it's only 3 months left, and I may have 0 clients, but I want to make $100,000 by the end of this year. Remove what holds me back. Remove what makes me fearful. Put you in me and let me go get it.
Yes. And another thing too, you have to like you say, you have to be ready. So you need to pray that God gives you the tools that you need in place. Because sometimes we pray for things like, oh, I want $100,000. Well, are you ready to obtain that money? And do you know what to do with that money? So he's going to give it to you, but he's going to give it to you in a way that when you're ready for it. Because he don't want to give you that type of authority over a business and you don't know what to do with it, or you don't know how to manage people. You have to be ready.
If you ain't paying your bills at your house, he's not going to give you $100,000 for your business
to intertwine
anything because you're not doing what's right with what you have. We have to stop doing those things. We got to be right. Like you said, we got to get legal. We got to get right so that we can get all these blessings and things that God has for us.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, LaKisha. I love your energy. Please tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, and if you have any offers or anything that you want to share with them.
Sure. So next Tuesday, September 29th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I am hosting a virtual masterclass talking about all things virtual events.
Okay.
And I'll drop the link to register. It is a free class, but you have to register. I'm not sure if I'm going to offer a replay. I might, depending on how many people show up. Yes. But I'm really talking about how to pivot your business for profits with virtual events. And so anyone who wants to, join in, like I said, it's a totally free event. I want us to get out of the fear of virtual events. They can be scary, but you have a professional that's willing to help you, get out there either with planning it for you, or even if just doing a strategy call. I'm a
Right.
strategist. So let's talk about your event. You may not want me to plan it,
Mm-hmm.
but you may say, hey, LaKisha, can you help me strategize how to make this happen?
Look,
So
everybody's
I
saying
have that
offer the replay. Everybody
ah,
just,
yes,
but let me tell
yes.
you, I'm gonna give you an example of how
Look, Francis say, please offer a replay and send it up. Okay, you right. You sure,
and
yeah.
look, City
I'm
Love
ready to
Society
just
says
that.
at least for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yes. So let me tell you,
Yeah.
so somebody like myself, I do events. I'm more comfortable in the realm of doing physical events because I like to be interactive. So I like a lot of movement, and so I'm really, really great at doing physical events. But I can utilize your services to put on a virtual event, like a major virtual
Yes.
event, because I was intimidated by it because I'm not computer savvy. Like I know how to get on Instagram and I can navigate through Instagram and I can connect a whole bunch.
Right.
But sometimes you're just not computer savvy in like
Right.
the Zoom platform. I'm not really familiar with that. But somebody like you who's a professional, not somebody like you who's the professional, can teach me how to navigate that. And it's a partnership, and it's two women
Yes.
coming together, and we may have similar businesses, but we can feed off of each other because I'm sure there's something that I can bring to the table.
Right.
I know there's something that you can bring to the table to
Right.
make it a success.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. I'm glad you said that. I want us to, in this season, to be mindful of people's pocketbooks. I'm not saying don't make money. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the barter system works.
Right.
The barter system works
It
because
does.
I may not can afford, say, your membership, or I may not can afford a product that you have, but I have this expertise in digital planning. And so we can swap services. Now, do I say we do that all the time? No, because I don't want anybody to say, oh, LaKisha said you shouldn't be paying for nothing. No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying we should collaborate more than we do. And that's how we show love to each other.
That's how we show love. And another thing, this is the last thing because I see it's getting late, but this is the last thing. It's so many people in this world. We cannot touch every single person. It is okay to promote your sister's business. It will not take away from your business. Promote. If she has something going on and you truly want to see your networking sister win, promote her business. Ain't nobody saying you have to plaster it all over your page. Put it in the story if she has something going on.
Thank you.
Guess what? Them eyes be in them stories. I get more interaction in my stories than I do on my platform. But yes, but girl, because they be really watching. But it's okay to showcase what somebody else has going on. I promise you, it will not dim your light. If anything, it puts the spotlight on you. Please, y'all. If you are if you follow LaKisha, if you follow Fancy, if you follow anybody and you see they have something going on and they have a momentum that's being built, help them push their business forward by promoting. It will not help you. I promise it helps. I'm saying it will not hinder you. It will help you in the long run.
It will definitely do that.
People pay attention to that. And people remember that. When I was just starting out, so-and-so, threw me a few bones over here. Like that matters. That matters.
Yes.
You never know when people gonna come back and how they gonna lift you up.
Exactly.
So I just have to say that.
That's so true. That's so true, sis. It really is.
Yeah. Because I'm telling you, was like, I'm putting you on my blog. I didn't know. I'm putting you on my blog. I was so excited about that. Because you didn't have to do that because you work with some heavy hitters in the game. You're not like just tippy-toeing. You work with some heavy hitters in the game. So I'm still building my platform. So for you to be like, okay, I'm about to put you on, you don't know who's going to see that. You don't know who that connection, where it will lead to. So I really appreciate it. Because you don't have to do that.
Yeah, anytime. I'm going to do that for anybody. Anything else, I'm going to share. I be sharing folks stuff and they be like, is that yours? I'm like, nope.
Nope, what's going on? And look, Fancy said it's free to share and like a post. And she's so intentional about that. Fancy was like, with 45,000 followers, who says to somebody, listen, I like what you got going on with your 3,000 followers, but I like what you have going. So I'm going to share my platform with you,
Right.
so that you can build up your platform. People don't do that. That's
No.
a genuine heart, you know.
No.
And
I've been rocking with Fancy and Jarmel for a long
mm-hmm.
time. They have been with me when my brand was one brand to now 3 brands. When I said that I was going full-time entrepreneurship, Jarmel is my rep. He said, "Queen, I got you." And
Mm-hmm.
he has held me up. Fancy has held me up through
Right.
this process. I could have been, when I first started, I ain't had nobody. I was
Right.
nobody, They could have been like, well, no, you may not be.
Yeah.
No, they helped groom and nurture me, to where I am now. So I will forever be indebted to
Yes.
them and grateful
Mm-hmm.
to them for that.
And I am grateful for y'all. I'm like, everything happens for a reason, and I don't believe like no interaction is just non-purposeful. I think God aligns us in a way so that we can connect. Everything has some sort of purpose to it. So I am just grateful for meeting you. I'm grateful for sharing this platform with Fancy. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who came on here and who watched what we were doing, because they don't have to watch. So it's always humbling when people tune into what we're talking about. And I hope that we gave them some real knowledge that they can implement into their business.
Exactly. So true.
So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us. And I will be in contact. Good night.
Definitely.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. This live will be obviously it will be featured on SwagHer Magazine's platform. Thank you. If you have anything that you would want to promote, anything that you want to share, please feel free to step into Networking with Queens DM, sliding Fancy's DM with me. If you want to be a part of my network, it is networkingwithqueens.com. You can become a member. And yeah, thank you so much, SwagHer Magazine. Thank you, Fancy SwagHer. Love y'all. Good night.